The title of this video is going to be A New Theory of Mind. Because it sounds important or fancy. Sounds like it might be a video that could teach you something, or that the person who created this video has some sort of knowledge or experience that they could share. A new theory of mind. Something you would read on a book, an important book in school maybe. If you're in graduate school maybe. So, I didn't really think beyond that. I just said, let's make a video called A New Theory of Mind, and that'll really impress people. Maybe I'll be one of those smart people. That's what I thought. But at that point, there's a million different directions that I could go. I could break down what the title means. A means just, it's a pointer to a singular thing. New, that means it's something that you've never seen before, you've never heard before. It's fresh, it's unknown, or previously undiscovered. That's exciting. Okay, so it's new. Oh, okay, I'm into that. All right, so theory. Theory means it's something that I think. It's not necessarily the truth or the experience, but maybe it is. Maybe it is. It's a theory. I don't know if it is, but maybe. I'm questioning it. I'm wondering. So, okay, is there a possibility that there's a new way of looking at things? That's where and then the mind. That's not easy to define. A new theory of mind. That could literally mean anything. You could be talking about neuroscience. You could be talking about the ego. You could be talking about psychology. It could be anything. Mind. You could be talking about the awareness, that consciousness. There's so many. A new theory of mind. So anyways, that title could actually mean anything, but it sounds important, and that is the main point that I want to convey here. So with that out of the way, no professional, no expert would ever do what I just did and say, blah, 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 exposing my ignorance. I have no idea what I'm talking about. No one would do that. This is not a TED Talk, right? Like, I'm never, not because I never, but probably never going to be one of those people. I mean, maybe I will. Maybe I'll give a TED Talk someday. Maybe that's a goal I need to set for myself. Maybe I need aspirations. Maybe what I really need to talk about is how I have no self-confidence and I want some, or self-esteem and I want some. But what's more important than that is that my mouth is getting dry. So I'm going to get some water, and then I'll cut that part out, and I'll see you in like a millisecond. Let's see, how long have I recorded so far? 3 minutes? Yeah, that's a long preamble. So most likely, what I know about YouTube is this. You need to hook the audience within the first 15 seconds or so. I don't know if I did that. There is a formula that makes people want to watch your videos. Don't usually follow it. When I do follow it by accident, it actually works. But who wants to do a formula? Not me. I would rather ramble and lose almost everyone's interest, but then you never know. I mean, I hate getting stuck in the weeds like this, let me be honest. When you start thinking about videos rather than the experience of the video, gosh, that's a really drudgery. That's not fun. So, and that's what editing is for really, but I just prefer not to edit my videos. And so now I'm like talking about myself, and I'm probably losing your interest, and I'm probably losing my own interest, getting lost. And that's why brains are hard. Okay, new theory of mind. I mean, I'm sure it's relatable to a lot of people that are neurodivergent and all that, but the ability to actually clearly present an idea off the cuff, that is a gift. I mean, maybe it's a skill that you build too, but that's a gift. To be an orator, is that what it is? Orator? I don't know, I've never used that word. An orator. So, a new theory of mind. Let's just start afresh. What is the mind? Well, how many minds are there? Is there a mind? Is there a mind? Is there a mind? That's a good question. Is there a mind? How can we have a theory of the mind if we don't even know if there is a mind? I mean, come on. We got to get our what do you call it? our premise, our assumptions or presumptions. Like, is there a mind? Start there. Well, okay, what's happening right now? Let's start there. Okay, so I'm talking, I can hear myself talking, and I'm trying to figure something out. Or no, I'm not trying to figure it out. What am I doing? See, right now I'm using my inner compass of truth telling to sense what is the truth. So I'm not trying to figure something out. I'm trying to, and you just let the words flow. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to think about what you're saying, try to feel yourself and then let words come out of your mouth that best, you don't think about what you're going to say, you just say it. So let's take a step back. And I said, well, is there a mind? I said, well, okay, and so then we take a step back. Forget the word mind, because this is a new theory of mind, but forget that. What is there? So there we have three words. What is there? So what is the substance, the stuff? Is being, is isness, existence. Okay, so there's stuff, there's existing, and there is the place. There is not the delivery, but the domain. You know, the thing, the existence, and the space around it. What is there? So so there's two ways you can say it, or multiple, but what is there? That's where you're focusing on the what. What is there? Like, what are the things that are here? Or you could say, what is there? Wait, oh, I got lost. It's hard when you do sentences with different intonations and they mean different things. Sometimes you can get lost and get confused. I had it, but now it's gone. So, all right, what is that? I need another sip of water. I think my body is running low on nutrients here. All right, I'm going to take a step back again. So I was saying, what is the mind? And then I was saying, well, I don't even know what the mind is, but what is, forgetting about the mind and labeling things like that, what is? Like, what is? So maybe we forget about the word there. Maybe that's confusing. Okay, what is? What is? What exists? And there we're looking for the things that exist. We're trying to, again, identify. That's I think what I'm trying to identify something or point something out. What is? So is. Is means exist. So I'm feeling that right now. I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling present. I'm feeling here. I'm feeling, I'm feeling something that is. So I'm trying to connect with whatever is. By identifying what it is. Because if I can see it or touch it or, you know, connect or hook in or plug into it, but maybe that's not the right thing. So what is? What if I just switch this into just expressing what is, being? What is? It's a performance. It's like poetry. What is? You know, it doesn't, the words now don't matter. Forget the words. Forget what, forget is. There is experience happening because I'm still talking. I'm still alive. I'm still this. You know, I can make that move. I don't want to do the I though. I don't want to do I'm this. I don't want to do that. I'm here. I'm everything. I'm great. I'm special. I'm super. I don't want to focus on the I'm. No, not that. But the here. No, not the here, but the is. The is. That's what we're looking at. The is. I'm trying to think, are there any like spiritual books that talk about this? Like, well, there's be here now, right? That's be. That's the be in the be here now. Here is, again, what I was saying, the place, the there. And now is, well, now is now. Now is now. Maybe that's the point. Maybe that's what I'm missing now. Maybe it's now. But, okay, what about like, what are some other spiritual books that have titles like that? What's that guy, Nisargadatta Maharaj? I don't think I read it, but it's like, he's like the non-dual, or he's like the Advaita. I don't know that stuff. But oh, I am that. Is it I am that? I think that's what it is. I am that. Or maybe I'm not. But so let's say I. Okay, so I'm saying I don't want to know about the I. Forget that. Am. It's the am. That's what I want. Not the that. Not the that. I don't want the that. I want the am, the is, the be. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. So from be here now, we're looking for the be. From what is that? That's what I said. I'm looking for the is. And from I am that, I'm looking for the am, I think. Yeah, the am. So it's the is, the be, and the am. What is that? What's the is, the be, and the am? The existence. It's the that part of it. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. So this is the new theory of mind, by the way, guys. Very professional here. Okay, so here we are. I just said that. I just said here we are. Here. Here is here. Okay, here. Where is here? I don't know. Here, 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 everywhere. Is it a place? Is here a place? Here we. Now I'm including you, right? Gross. You know, that's connection. Gross. I don't want to do that. Can I just be me, please? I don't want to have anything to do with anyone else. Okay, so here we are, which are is that plural of is, or it's a personal, it's inclusive. You can be here too. And shared space, things like that, where the individual identity begins to merge into a field of flowers. We'll just say field of flowers. But I think that reminds me of, like Rumi, the poet Rumi, and he had, again, I've never read these books, but I've heard, a couple things here and there. Everyone's heard a couple things. And he says, like, beyond good and bad, or beyond right and wrong, like, there's a field. I will meet you there. And you're like, whoa, that's beautiful. Oh my, what does that mean? Oh my God, that's amazing. You're like, it hits you. There's this field. It's a field of flowers. And everyone can go there, have a great time, and not be, yeah. And it just makes you like, whoa, you're in awe, or you're crying, or you're amazed or something, because it's like, wow, that's amazing. So, so a person like that, Rumi, he can do the thing that I wish that I could, not the wish that I don't know what else to do with myself, because I'm not like I'm obviously into this whole being thing, but at the same time, I'm not into like talking about it necessarily. It's a weird place. Like, I don't really want to talk about it. I never really have. That's hard. I think maybe it's issues with intimacy, because you have to be so intimate to be connected, to be able to really talk about like truth or love. It's like very intimate. But anyway, so there we're in a territory of like emotional discomfort, reluctance to be fully present, fully present on all the different levels that there are, not just on the mind, but also the heart. I will say this, speaking of a new theory of mind, and I've made a video about this a couple of years ago too, and I hate talking, I'll just say it real quick. So there's a thing called the heart mind, and it is not like, it's weird. It's like, there's two minds. There's the heart, and then there's the mind. And then there's this kind of like in-between zone, and it connects. And so it's like this whole thing. It's like a heart mind. Crazy. It's so cool. But it's not just the heart. It's like the heart mind. I don't even know. It's so cool though, if you ever experience that heart mind. I looked it up. I think there was a word for that in Chinese or something. Shin or something like that. And I think that they described it in Buddhist philosophy, Shin, and I think that's what it was, like HSIN, Shin. Anyway, the heart mind. But I don't want to talk about that, because I'm not feeling that right now, the heart mind. So I don't want to talk about something I'm not experiencing. So back to, oh my God, I'm getting all cloudy now. Cloudiness is, I feel like I'm getting too amped up right now. and I'm not able, like, it's kind of short-circuiting my nervous system, my ability to think and speak. Um, Part of that is that I just, once I start talking, I want to keep it going so that I don't lose the audience. But it's so weird because I'm talking to a camera in a room by myself, and it's not natural. I say this every video. It's not natural to just talk, 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 talk. When you're with another person, you talk, you listen, you listen, you talk, you talk, you listen. Yeah. So that's where I get really amped up in these videos, and I kind of I drive myself into a fog because it's like overwhelming just to keep talking. Well, I did not expect to come up with a new theory of mind at this point. It was just a joke to title it that way and make it sound impressive. I kind of have worn myself down now after all this talking. I was onto something there with the is and the being. Um, and I'll have to look back and watch this back and see kind of where I got lost. Maybe it's okay to get lost. Like, okay, I'm trying to revive this. Maybe it's okay to get lost. Maybe it's okay to feel like frazzled and foggy. I know it's okay, but how do you do that on a video? You know, I'm feeling like tension and confusion, like in the back of my head and the back of my neck, and like just I want to like close my eyes and not see what's happening. You know, it's like a willful like ignorance or something. But you don't want it. You can't force. You know, say flower field of flowers. You can't force a flower to bloom. You can't force yourself to move any faster than you are, or learn something, or do something, or say something. You know what I'm saying? You just have to be with what is happening. And what's happening right now is that I feel like this video just went off the rails 5 minutes ago, and I don't really know how to recover it. Well, you know, this is great. This is great. Oh, feeling. I mean, this is amazing. I mean, there's so many good things happening right now that, and there's a lot of bad things happening too. Um, but yeah, so a new theory of mind. Oops, I just spilled some water. New theory of mind. What is mind? Before we can even answer that question, we have to take a step further back and ask, what is? That's what I want to explore today. What is? And when I ask what is, the part of that sentence that feels alive for me is. That's where I am right now. Is. It's like standing on the point of a pin, and you can't move at that point. You're what should I? It's like I could do a song and a dance, but I don't feel like wasting the energy to do that. You know, I could talk about it, definitely not. Is. You know, that's it. It's just existence, and that's it. That's all that it is. It's just existence. Everything, nothing. I mean, it's universal. Isness, existence is universal. It's the universe. It's the camera. It's forgetfulness. Is. Patience is. Confusion is. But There are a billion things. That is a lot of things. So many things. So many things. I can't, I just throw my arms up in the air. Like, how do you have so many things? That's what I want to know. How are there so many things? So that's a good place to explore the theory of mind, the theory of what is. So is universal, and is everywhere and everything. But there's so many things. And what the heck? How does that happen? I want to know how it happens. Maybe. How what does they say? Don't want to know how the hot dogs or the sausage gets made. How does it happen? All the things. Yeah, let's just sit with that. So there is universal, is universal, but there's a million, billion, there's a billion things. More than that, though, way more than a billion. You know, I don't even want to use words to describe them, the number of things. I think in Buddhism, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, they talk about time, but they talk about, you know, these eons and stuff, and it's like 500 billion, quadrillion, quadrillion, dodillion, times a bazillion, gillion to the 10th power of a million. You know, I don't want to use the word infinity, because what the fuck are we going to say about that? But I think that's kind of where this conversation is trying to approach, is like that the unity and the infinity are the sort of constituents or building blocks of experience, is infinity and oneness. What the fuck? How do you do that? How do you make one thing into infinity? Can someone explain that to me? Not mathematically, but in a way that an idiot like myself could actually understand. So this is the theory of mind for today. How do you get from being, existence, one thing, universal experience, to million, zillion, quadrillion, infinity things? You know what I'm saying? How does, if you want to use like religious metaphors, like how does God, or, you know, I don't want to say God, fuck that word. No, not fuck that word, but I'm not going to, it's fine. But how does one thing, get to infinity things? So I'm not even talking about nothing, by the way. I'm not even talking about it. So we're not going to talk about it. What would we say about it? Because it is a thing. It is not nothing. It exists. It exists. But the the underneath, or the unknown, or the nothing. What can you say about it? That's probably why they say Om, you know, in Buddhism, Om, something like that. But that's my best. So that's my theory of mind, guys. That's the whole video, is I go, you know, it's ridiculous. You know, there's what was the first word that was uttered by a human, for example, or I don't know, human, or what was the first creature that made a sound? Do we know? Our archaeologists can't figure that out, can they? No, fucking no, they can't figure that out. What was the first sound that was made? Well, no, not that. That's scary. That's terrifying. I don't even want to think about that. But what was the first creature on Earth that made a sound? And what was the sound? Probably something horrifying, but anyway. It was probably just some stupid little like squeak, squirk, squeak, squirk, squeak, squirk. Okay, but what was the first humanoid-like creature? Or what about a lot of people think dinosaurs didn't exist, by the way. But what was the first and this is, again, I'm getting in this weird weeds because there's a million, zillion, grillion, billion, grillion creatures and a million, grillion, billion, zillion, grillion different variations of sounds. It's all infinity. Fuck, you know, like that sucks. Not sucks, but it's like, that is too much. It's too much. So whatever theory of mind that I'm going to come up with needs to take into account the fact that infinity is happening, and that's a lot, and I don't even know what to say about it. That, and then there's also the underneath nothing, the where everything comes from, the primordial. There is no anything. There's no singularity. There's no multiplicity. There's no nothing. But yet everything comes from there. Oh gosh, this is enough to make you sick. It's enough to make your head explode. And but you can't do that. You have to find. You have to go into it. You have to be with it. Be to be. But experiencing, trying to explore as my little human self, resonating with, nothing. Why do I think it's a deep sound like that? It sounds like it. There's no words for it, unfortunately. No words can reach, or no words can reach it's that this, and I don't want to get frustrated because I know that it's worth exploring. It's definitely worth exploring, but to do so consciously with the mind, thinking and talking on camera on YouTube, I don't, that's a lot. That's a lot without being able to even say what it is that I'm exploring, because it isn't something. I know that you could be eloquent and like talk about it and around it and be like that kind of person, but no, I don't think that's what I'm trying to do here. It's not a mental experience. But that was a good question that I asked in terms of how does all of the infinity come from one thing or whatever. I'm thinking of a saying that I've heard somewhere or seen somewhere, and it's like, the two comes from the one, but where does the one come from? Is that the saying? Let me look that up on my phone, and maybe that's really kind of what I'm referring to. All right, let's see here. The two comes from the one. No, that's the first result that came up was the axiom of Maria, which says, the axiom of Maria is a precept in alchemy. One becomes two, two becomes three, and out of the third comes the one as the fourth. The fuck? I don't think that's what I'm talking about, but okay, let's just see. Interpretations. This is not what I was thinking of, but an interpretation of this axiom treats it as an aphorism. What is an aphorism? Is that a story? Is that a metaphor? Or is that something else? An aphorism for the feminine principle, Earth, and the regions under it. While also, I am talking about something that's under, representing evil okay, I don't know. I don't talk about evil. Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung, who we all love at this point, used the axiom as a metaphor for the process of individuation. He says, one is unconscious wholeness. Two is the conflict of opposites. This is not what I'm talking about at all. No, this is not it. Okay, forget that. Okay, let me type in more. The two comes from the one. But where does the one come from? That's not right. Taoism? Yeah, it could be Taoism. Okay, wait. The Tao Te Ching. Okay, here we go. Guys, I think we're on to something. So they probably already figured this out. Lao Tzu, I think he figured this out. Because the Tao Te Ching, I think, is thousands of years old. What, like 5,000 years old, right, guys? Let me just check that out real quick. Not that this matters. I mean, sorry to waste your time. How old is the Tao Te Ching? I think it's Tao Te Ching, but whatever. The Tao Te Ching is believed to date back to at least the 4th century BC. So I said 5,000 years old, but actually at least 6,000 years old. Wow, okay, we're on to something. Some traditions suggest it may have origins as early as the 6th century BC. That would be 8,000 years ago. I think we're on to something, guys. Okay, so let's just check the Tao Te Ching. It says, the way gave birth to one. One gave birth to two. Okay, so that other saying, the axiom of Maria, it did not include the way. It just started with one. That's wrong. Two gave birth to three. Three gave birth to all things. That's not even the saying I was thinking of. Gosh, dang it. This is interesting, but also not what I was thinking of. This is talking about, I mean, it is the question I'm asking is how does infinity come from one or then from nothing? So Lao Tzu is saying the way, and the way perhaps is the thing that I'm calling. Okay, so now we've got some. Now that we have some guy who said something, now we know what we're. Now we can talk about it. That's not. I don't think that's going to do it for me. Any case, maybe it's Zen. Maybe it's a Zen thing. Let me type in Zen. I think it could be Buddhist, not Taoist. Let's see, Japanese Zen Buddhist philosophy, the Vimalakirti Sutra, not one, not two. That's not it. Ooh, this might be it. Okay. So this is James Ford, which I've met, and he says, to what does the one return? This is an article online, he says. Okay, a koan. Maybe it's a koan. Okay, here's the koan. All things return to the one. Okay, so we're going in the opposite direction. So I was saying, where does all the things come from? Well, if you want to know where all the things come from or how it happens, maybe you have to go back to that. So it says, all things return to the one. I don't want to ask this other question because I think that it's the question that I'm actually trying to ask. It's too scary for me for some reason. So, okay, I think this is the question that I'm trying to ask, and I don't want to ask it because it makes me scared, and it's causing constrictions on my body that are painful. And when that happens, that is an obvious sign not to proceed with that action or that question, etc. Or it's just not the right thing to do at this time. That being said, so this is talking about 1,300 years ago, Zhaozhu, the koan, and he says, okay, so I feel nervous, I feel scared, I feel uncomfortable with that particular line of inquiry. So maybe I just should not do that. Knowing that there are people throughout time, thousands of years ago, who have grappled with this thing, I'm going to just find my own way to address it that feels positive for me and not scary, because you have to find the way that makes sense for you. Every person is not the same. So if there's a way that we're going to get to that place, it has to be the way that makes sense for us. So, okay, so a new theory of mind. That was the video. I think that I'm actually happy with the exploration that I did today. And although I would kind of wish that I would edit this video so that more people would be able to follow along, because I think there was in the beginning, a lot of things that could be cut out that are just, I don't know, confusing or getting foggy in the mind and stuff. And, I don't know if I'm going to make an edited version of this or not. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll just do an edited version. Maybe I'll do both. Maybe I'll do an unedited version and an edited version and post them both. And then people can just pick which one they want to watch. And I won't worry about the YouTube algorithm and how that might screw up my views and all that stuff. So that is the exploration today. There's no new theory of mind that has been, Yeah, I'm working on my theory. This is me working on my theory. It's not Christian, it's not Taoist, it's not Zen, but it's something. All right, guys. Happy to be alive. I hope you are too. And let's keep being. Okay, bye.